The warning, 21st century blood. Is it any good? All right, guys, listen, I want to make one thing clear. Did I have to think about it for a second with the Roman numerals? Yes. Did I nail it? Yes. We've got some more The Warning, a band that I've been really digging recently. You guys have been a great community, those of you that have been telling me things to check out, and this is basically the next popular thing that y'all have been telling me to see. It's something when they're younger, all that good stuff, so it'll probably be a little bit different, but hey, I'm interested to see what that sounds like. And hey, look, shameless plug. If you would have liked to see stuff like this early, you know, my reactions early and whatnot, exclusive stuff, consider being a channel member. But anyways, yeah, let's get in there. Let's see what they got in store for little old me. All right. Whoa, futuristic, eh? A little futuristic over here with the phones. Why is everybody blindfolded, by the way? Because he was just blindfolded, but he just took the blindfold off. What's going on? You know, I remember seeing depictions of like people. By the way, I pause a lot if you're new here, and I talk about stuff like what's going on in the video. So just so you know, but yeah, I've seen depictions of people way back in the day, and when I say way back in the day, I mean like way back in the day. Sculptures, statues, paintings of people blindfolded by things. I don't know if that's going to come into play here, but as always, art is art. And I know that they are pretty artistic. And already, like, this is about 10 years old, this video, and they're already, the production quality is solid. Okay. For real, wanted to see you so bad. So rad to spend time with you. Wasn't sure you were coming. Oh, that's crazy. So is this going to be a commentary on basically social interactions between us all, where it's like we're with each other, but we're not with each other? It's like we see each other, but we don't see each other because we're so wrapped up in the technology of the 21st century. I wonder if that's what we're doing here. I should have paused in the beginning with the two dudes sitting at the park, but I'm not even going. I ain't going to do it. Or garage, whatever the hell that was. Yeah, it's a garage. Bro, you never run in a straight line. You zigzag. You fucking do a barrel roll. See, that's where you messed up. Break line of sight always, bro, to the best of your ability. That's crazy work. Damn. Is it because he took his blindfold off? They were like, nah, pulled up on him quick, fast. They don't miss, bro. This sounds great already. Whoa, I'm missing things. I'm trying to listen, and like to listen sometimes I like look away from the screen and try to focus on what they're saying. You know how it's like sometimes if you're driving, you gotta turn the radio down so you can see better? Y'all know. Where the new generation lost her salvation, another problem to be solved, okay? I'm going to try to listen along to the lyrics and stuff like that, but I'm also going to check out the lyrics at the end and just, you know, give my thoughts and everything. So let's get in there. What are we going to do to the baby? Damn, from birth, gotta indoctrinate them. That's crazy. Never stood a chance. Maybe that's goes to be a something with like vitals, traits, abilities, religion. I would talk about indoctrination, but yeah, man, it's like it's trying to say that like we never even had a chance. Like this is just something we were born into. Deep messaging, man. We make buildings, but what we need are bridges because we're stuck in these walls. It's like, yes, we make these buildings and we have these wonderful things, but are they really building us up or the people who are on top up? Are they allowing us to better appreciate one another in different cultures and people from different places? Or are they just basically keeping us prisoner and tunnel visioning to the one thing at hand, like the one thing that we have? You know, it's so important to build bridges because when you build bridges, when you try to give people a chance, when you try to understand and appreciate where somebody else is coming from, whether it be their, you know, what they think or whatever, like a lot of the times it has to do with like the culture or just not even just the culture, but just their conditioning as a whole. And if you don't build bridges to try to understand people who have had different conditioning to you, different culture than you, and all this other stuff, it's gonna kind of lead you to be blind and ignorant. You know, they got the blindfolds on, blind and ignorant to a lot of the bullshit that's going on. But this can also be something that's talking about instead of teaching us to, you know, accept one another and grow together. It's basically let's worry about ourselves, screw bridges, and trying to, you know, broaden our horizons. Let's work on what we got here and close ourselves off to everything else and kind of tunnel vision. But again, that tunnel visioning may not even be doing you any good. You may be doing somebody else some good, and they're just telling you, "Hey, yeah, you're doing pretty good for yourself," when really you're doing really good for them. I'm gonna get off my soapbox. Sorry, but I'm quite certain that y'all that are fans of their music have probably thought about a lot of what they say, and I appreciate the art that they bring. So that's what I'm doing here. But I do tend to ramble. I know. The new generation. Oh, the lyrics. It's so interesting too how they're able to view all of these things with the blindfold. You know what I'm saying? And it's interesting because there appears to be some depth here because they all have the same sort of see-through thin piece of glass, but I guess if you're blind, it's all going to kind of be perceived in the same way. You're not able to appreciate maybe the fine details of what it is. You know, you're just getting the general gist of what it is, like the feeling of the shape of it. And I'm just talking about the device. This can be metaphorical for so many things. Great video, bro. Already making me think. It's like they're blindfolded, but they can still see this thing. What? Oh, bye now. It's like, oh no, what do I do? I can't use. I'm not gonna lie. Listen, this is how I would feel without internet. I have been spoiled wholeheartedly, and I can admit that. When Hurricane Sandy came through, I'm in the US, I'm on the East Coast. We had to deal with something called Hurricane Sandy, probably what, like, at this point, like maybe what, 12, 15 years ago? I'm not even too sure. But I got hit a little bit. Nothing too crazy, but I lost power for days. When I tell you, bro, I started reading. I didn't even know I could read. No, but I was reading, had candles lit up and shit. Felt like I was like back in like the 1800s, bro. It was crazy. Early 1800s, like 1800s, like 1800s, 1700s, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. And I was like, damn. I feel like I read more during that time than I, like, consecutively, like willingly, than I ever have read consecutively willingly at any other point in my life. But again, I'm so used to having this technology, having these things that I have kind of come, dependent for it, like, for stimuli. And that's probably why, and I'm sure you can relate, my attention span ain't the best. My memory ain't the best. I don't know what the fuck to do with myself if I don't have all this stimuli here. Makes you think, brother. Makes you think. Or sister. Makes you think. She's like, bro, what do I do? There you go, brother. Actually look at everything. I love that. I love the detail. I knew that something like that was going to happen. I love the detail of as he took the blindfold off, the sun faded into view, the color, like he sees the colors, he sees the detail. Like everything's so undersaturated here. Everything is like damn near grayscale, right? It's just boom, you get to see a little bit of the color in the girl's shirt over there. You see it's a vibrant blue. The sun is a vibrant shade of yellow. You're actually looking and appreciating your surroundings. And this is what it can be like sometimes. Brother, just you better make believe you put that blindfold back on before they come for you. Every question answered. What did she say? Communication replaced by animation. Oh my goodness. Hey, listen, I ain't no better than anybody. I'm not preaching nothing. I'm just interpreting what I'm seeing and talking about it. I'm not saying I'm better than anybody, but it is kind of crazy when you think about it. Every question answered. I mean, you have the power of, you have just ultimate knowledge nowadays. If you have like access to these things like these smartphones and whatnot, bro, at the power of your hand, it is quite overwhelming. You wouldn't even know where to begin sometimes, It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. And instead of trying to use it to your advantage, a lot of times, people just use it to I don't know, bro, just gossip or use it to hurt people or hurt themselves. Like, no, try to the best of your ability. If you're going to use it, at least try to use it in a good way. And now, again, I'm not saying I'm any better than anybody, because let me tell you something. I'm not. I'm just saying, if I'm taking myself out of this, right? Yeah. Mm. They coming for our guy. They said, "Where'd he go? He took his blindfold off. We got to get him." It's so interesting too because the masks that they're wearing, I know it might just be in general, like these are just the masks that they're using, and obviously they can see through those masks. But I want you to kind of take note of the fact that while these people are um, carrying out the will of somebody who probably wants the people who are taking their blindfolds off, you know, getting them up out of here, so to speak, or at least brainwashing them or blinding them again, right? That's these people's jobs. Notice that they don't have slits for their eyes like in the masks to see either. They're also blind. Brother, oh, can't condone that. I thought you were just taking in the sun rays, taking in the view. I don't condone that. Mm. And people got the blindfolds off, so they're completely unawares. They're probably gonna step on his ass. Oh no, she tripped over him. You like how that synced up with the hay? Cool, cool. Yeah, bro. You just gonna walk that one off, huh? Word up. Okay. You gotta take your blindfold off there, brother. Yep. Bro, they look so young. That is insane. You've been warned. Oh, that's why you guys always put in the comment section, you've been warned. Got it. By Nature's Factory, the road to health. Okay, guys, I'm going to get into my thoughts on this because, believe it or not, I've got a lot to say. I don't know if you noticed, but this was a fantastic, fantastic video so far. I just wanted to remind you guys to give me a like if you made it this far in the video. You don't have to, but it goes a long way for helping the channel. And yeah, man, I'm going to get into my thoughts. Let's talk about it. To me, this appears to be an obvious commentary on where we are as a society, at least in the I know I did the meme in the Western civilization in current day. Everybody is so locked into technology, locked into, when it comes down to it, distractions. Um, and a lot of it is honestly on purpose. A lot of us go through so many things that to be in tune with what's currently going on, or in tune with ourselves, or um, to be able to recognize when we are being divided, to be able to recognize when we are being um, looked at as nothing more than consumers or a number, right? Um, it's it's so easy to get wrapped up in the distractions rather than face the harsh truth that a lot of these distractions, a lot of these things going on are keeping us divided, keeping us blind, keeping us dumb, keeping us docile. And that's not to say necessarily that there needs to be, something crazy happening, because I don't ever condone that. But there's definitely something that can be gained from us taking a step back every now and then, and just appreciating and recognizing things for what they are, and appreciating and recognizing others for who they are, and just taking a moment to breathe and to just take it all in sometimes. But again, it's so easy to distract yourselves with materialistic things, or just drama in general, to distract you from just the noise, right? It's just, sometimes it can be viewed as just noise because it's like so overstimulating. Like I said towards the beginning of the video, where would you even begin sometimes if you wanted to kind of dip your toe into any form of like just learning about anything? It can be daunting, especially when the thing that you're learning about may, yes, make you more aware of things, but that awareness could also affect your mental health. Um, it's like a fine line and a balance that I think we all have to try to kind of figure out for ourselves. Because I do think that having some ability to step away and to take things in is nothing but good for you. But I do think that person to person, everybody can handle certain, you know, what one person can handle might not be what somebody else can handle. Um, and I think that this is just a commentary on that while you have one person who may choose to take their blindfold off, so to speak, take it all in, and not want to, have things in for themselves, and possibly want to learn more, see where it leads. You can have other people who, when they get this information, they may be overstimulated, and they might jump off a building, metaphorically speaking. Again, don't condone that at all. Love yourself. Do not do any of that stuff. Um, but yeah, man, it's just a lot. This whole thing just seemed to me like a commentary on just all that, like not being so absorbed in a lot of nonsense. If you're gonna absorb yourself in something and kind of utilize the distractions to like distract yourself with something that might help you, so to speak, broaden your horizons. I'm going to look at the lyrics now, and I'll come back. And yeah, we'll see if I was right or if I was wrong or anywhere in between, and just give my thoughts. Okay, so I just checked out the lyrics and I was on the money, but let's check out the lyrics together. It says, "We're the new generation, lost our salvation, another problem to be solved. We're the groundbreakers, living for the money, in the 21st century blood, immortal souls dying. Empires are falling. We're just waiting to be crushed. Politicians trying, but we know they're lying. Even truth has been sold. So basically, everything has been monetized. Everything is set up so that we view everything in through the eyes of a consumer. And it's also talking about how even, the politicians who are trying are also lying, and it's just there's no real way to there's no real way to differentiate between being a consumer or being a person until you take that blindfold off, so to speak. Like, you have to take the step to do that. You have to try to take a step to think and say, wait a minute, hold on a second, and think about it. Think about it all, but you need to take that step. Because it's saying like we have the capability to do so, but unfortunately, with the way the cards are stacked, it's an uphill battle. Um, we make buildings when we need to build bridges. Basically, yeah, is what I was talking about in the beginning. We're stuck within these walls. Everyone with blank faces, trying to fill the blank spaces that we left a long time ago. So all these people with the blank faces, not just like personally, but also what they see out of their face. Like, everything is just so skewed and just dumbed down, to the point where everything's like the same. It's like we're all in the rat race. Like, again, we're all just like a number. We're all just consumers. That's all we are. And we're trying to, like, not only fill the spaces outwardly, um, as far as like what we want to do, I guess, with our lives. We can fill the spaces that were left for us and try to pick up where our ancestors left off, number one, but also number two, internally, trying to fill those spaces that we have, the void that we have, which is why we always try to distract ourselves instead of using these tools to try to uh, broaden our horizons and kind of make that void ever so small as we can, anyways. Um, Everyone's in depression because of an obsession with stereotypes around the world. Worldwide starvation, but in this situation, no one seems to care at all. Our communication, replaced by animation, television has control. Every question answered, internet demands us to worship it like a god. So again, I think that this coincides with the first verse about basically kind of like lies that are told to us, and it's not just politicians, but it can be anybody. I don't want to put a tinfoil hat on, but I am a skeptical person, and I think it's important to always ask why. Um, and I feel like we're told these things, and while it may not be like a lie, so to speak, it's not the full truth. And that's fair. That's okay. But we have to be able to take a step back and recognize that we may not be getting the full truth. Or in some cases, in a lot of cases, we may be getting a lie. It's up to us to try to figure out what's what. At least ask why. Because these things that we're being told may more than likely divide us, keep us dumb, keep us docile. Instead of trying to reach out to one another, we don't reach out to one another because, oh, I heard this stereotype about this group of people or this thing. And even though I don't know that for myself, I'm just going to stick with the stereotypes. I'm going to allow that to cloud my judgment and keep me from broadening my horizons, so to speak. Just reaching out with one another, we allow these tactics of division to keep us divided and ignorant of one another and our cultures, our backgrounds, so on and so forth. The worldwide starvation, but in this situation, no one seems to care at all. It's worldwide starvation, and nobody cares because we're all starved in a way. It's impossible for one person to be able to care about everything all at once. And I think that that's counted on. Um, it is what it is. You know, we can do the best that we can, but unfortunately, that's just how it is. You know, it's not something that we can do as individuals. We can't change everything. We can't save everyone. We can't help everybody, and we can't also impose what we feel to be right and just onto other people who may disagree. Unfortunately, because everybody else has the right to their own opinion, their own freedom of speech, and their own way of doing things, as long as you're not hurting anybody. Unfortunately, you know, that's just what it is. That's my opinion. I feel like we should have a discussion about differences in ideologies instead of necessarily attacking the people. I feel like if we just honestly sat down and had honest conversations about ideologies, about differences, about disagreements or agreements, I think that this would work out a lot better. Anyways, um, that's yeah, that's basically it. The song. It's basically warning us that if we don't do this, if we don't try to take a step back, if we don't try to appreciate one another, if we don't try to be skeptical and ask why, and try to critically think and think for ourselves, be individuals, it ain't gonna work. And we're just gonna be going through this world that's burning down, just completely oblivious to it all. And what's gonna happen? The next generation is gonna come through with this blindfold, and the next generation is gonna come through with this blindfold. The best thing that we can do for ourselves and for each other is to try to honestly take a look at one another, take a look at the situations that we're all going through, and see where we can coexist and help each other. How long has this video been? 34 minutes so far, I'm seeing. Wowzers. If you made it this far, shoot, what should we say? What should we say? Do it's gonna be 35, right? Give me 3 X's and a V. You know why? Give me 3 X's and a V if you made it this far. And again, if you like stuff like this, I know I've been rambling, but if you like to see my stuff early, you want to help support me, you don't have to, but if you're able and you're willing, it would be great if you became a channel member. If you could, that'd be fantastic. That way I can give you something and show you extra appreciation for you going above and beyond for me. You don't have to. The likes, the comments, the shares, all that. It's fantastic. I'm saying if you want to. But anyways, guys, be well, be safe. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Peace.